Hey everyone, Dave here. Wanted to make a quick Bitcoin video. As most of you already know, for all probably seven of you watching, this channel kind of tracks my journey investing into Bitcoin and Nvidia for the next 10 years. And I currently just finished month seven, and I have an investment video if you'd like to check that out. Just on click on the link below and give it a watch. But this video today is just going to be about Bitcoin. There's a lot of concern right now as to where Bitcoin is heading, especially with the upcoming election, and where realistically Bitcoin could be. What could one Bitcoin be priced at by the end of 2025? So I'm going to go over that a little bit in the video today, and yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. So first things first, there's people that think, crypto is this kind of small subset of people. And, there's big institutions that are starting to invest in it now. Governments are obviously have treasuries of Bitcoin. But there's a lot of people that are fearful. They think that Bitcoin's going to go to zero. And I get it. As investors, as people who want to see positive returns on things, we always have that negative what if in the back of our heads. But this first chart I want to show you here is that Bitcoin and crypto continue to be used, adopted, purchased by people around the world. And it's only continue to go up. As you can see, from 2016 here to 2024, it has steadily and majorly increased. And we're only going to continue to see that in the future. All right. So shouldn't be too concerned about that. Again, I focus mainly, my thesis is mainly on Bitcoin, not these meme coins that other people invest in, or, these kind of pump and dump schemes. I'm not really about that. I'm not even about Ethereum. But for Bitcoin, I think people will continue to use that. People will continue to educate themselves about it. And you're only going to see growth in, adoption, therefore growth in the price or cost of Bitcoin. So there's that. Now I want to revert to this. So, you know, there's been a couple things or several things I've read and watched online about what analysts believe the price of Bitcoin could end up at based off of the United States presidential election this coming November. So you can easily look this up. Trump recently was probably the first presidential candidate we've ever seen purchase something on video with Bitcoin. He went to this burger bar, purchased food with Bitcoin. There's a video of it online. Andrew Pompliano's there. He's in the background. You can do a quick YouTube search. So, Trump is an advocate for Bitcoin. Also, his son Barron, is invested in cryptocurrency as well. So, the Trump stance, uh, he went to a Bitcoin convention. He's discussed it in his rallies and other interviews. So people are pretty bullish with the idea that if Trump gets elected, you're going to see up to a 5x increase in price. So we're currently at 63,000, and we could see Bitcoin go up to 300,000, plus minus that, whatever by whatever margin, but an over 376% increase from where we're currently at in September of 2024. Harris, on the other hand, not as strong of an advocate as Trump. And, we've also seen Democratic candidates in the Democratic Party kind of shy away from the topic of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, which it is what it is. Listen, at the end of the day, Bitcoin, it can be influenced by certain things, by certain events. But at the end of the day, Bitcoin does not align with any political organization. It doesn't matter if Kamala Harris is coming out and advocating for it heavily. Doesn't matter if Trump's coming out and advocating for it heavily. Bitcoin is Bitcoin. It's going to continue to do what it does. And again, you saw in the previous chart, adoption rate goes up, more people buying and investing in it. The price of it is going to go up as well. So these things could kind of short term rally and really push up the value of it. But over the long term, it's going to grow. at at the pace that it grows at. So Harris, people are thinking you got a possible 3x increase in price. So one Bitcoin could be worth $180,000 by the end of 2025, which is a 185% increase from its current price that it's at now. So again, these are things to come back and look at, right? So you can make your prediction out. This can help you as an investor in crypto currently, but you can also kind of look back next year, months from now, and look at this video and see, hey, did this actually pan out? Did this actually make a difference? And that can kind of change your investment trajectory and how you want to approach, buying in the cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, etc. So again, this election coming up, a lot of people are bullish, and I think the stock market in general is pretty bullish during, election year or post election. So, not saying that's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen in the future, but again, these are metrics to kind of follow by, and possibilities of where we could see Bitcoin by the end of 2025. So, with that being said, I want to kind of discuss this right now, the Bitcoin power law. So we've kind of seen the effect of presidential candidates and whoever's nominated as president of the United States in November of 2024. But now we're going to kind of follow more math principles, and something that that we can kind of track and that we've seen steady growth from over the past several years. So basically, since its inception, Bitcoin has been following a power law, and there's several YouTubers, quant-based people that explain this very, very in depth on YouTube. I won't, because I would do a terrible job, but I've done my research on it, and kind of tracked it to see if it kind of adheres to it, and it does so far. It does so far. Um, what we can say, I mean, again, could this all be wrong? Yes, it could. But with Bitcoin and with investing, you want to have some sort of strategy on how to approach, is this worth investing into right now, or should I kind of back off and wait and see what happens, or maybe back off and put my money towards something else differently. So the power law, we talked about the end of 2025 in terms of presidential candidates and where Bitcoin could be. Now, the power law, it's telling us different information here. So it's saying that Bitcoin, if we're looking at it from a standard perspective, it could be at $141,000 by the end of 2025. All right. You know, Plus minus whatever margin you want to go by, but $141,000 is probably that standard price that we're going to see um, in a year, or 13, 14 months from now. The max price we'll see, all right, is about $508,000 per Bitcoin. Okay, that's basically, when we're discussing this, the power law. Okay, and you can look this up on your own on YouTube and on Google. The resistance max price means that Bitcoin, that's basically the ceiling. That's where it could top off at by the end of 2025, is $508,000. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's just saying it's the ceiling there. All right. The bottom that we have, or the lowest price, the support, is $50,000. 50,000. We're currently at $63,000 per Bitcoin here, September 20th, 2024. But it's saying that the support level, the support line, is at $50,000 per Bitcoin by the end of 2025. All right. And that it shouldn't deviate much lower than that. It shouldn't go down to $30,000 per Bitcoin. Okay. So, with that being said, my approach is this: Bitcoin is a total buy above $50,000. It's an absolute buy here in September of 2024. We're at 62,000. If Bitcoin's above 50, dollar cost average into it. If you have a lump sum that you want to pump into now here at the end of 2024, go ahead. I think that's a great approach. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. We're just looking at it from a retail investment perspective here. Okay. Bitcoin is a buy above $50,000. If we get to the end of 2025 and Bitcoin is sitting at 30K, I would say it's not a buy at all. You're probably going to want to have a different approach at that point. But if it's above 50K, it's definitely a buy because it's adhering to the power law and that line of support here. All right. So, again, these are just some things to look out for. Because I feel like with Bitcoin, people usually say, Michael Saylor has come out and said, your charts will all be, I forget what it was verbatim, but like your charts will mean nothing. Bitcoin is going to break all the charts or break all the predictions that analysts have. Well, as investors here, guys, we can't just adhere to that. We have to have some kind of, some form of rules to go by and what to expect. Because if that changes, if we look a year from now and Bitcoin is sitting at 45,000, or it's sitting at it hasn't moved at all, it's still sitting at 63,000. Yeah, then we maybe want to reevaluate how much money, we're putting towards it. Maybe we start to look at other things. Maybe we just hold and wait. But we have to have some kind of approach, some way, some standard to go by, because if we don't, then it's basically a gamble. It's basically a gamble. All right. So, anyways, this is just my video here on the possibilities of Bitcoin for the next year. It'll be fun to kind of watch this at the end of 2025 to see what happened. I know I definitely will, and I'll create a video uh, reviewing this video, in fact, to see where the price ends up at and to see what happened, all the events that kind of led up to it. So, anyways, guys, appreciate you watching here. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.